Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Thursday, October 12th, 2023. Lance Brock here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this Thursday episode of GMWF. Hope everyone is having an awesome Thursday morning so far. And on this morning's episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans, the ratings are in from the Tuesday Night War. NXT was ahead in viewership, which that really doesn't mean anything. It just means that some people, decided to watch the weaker show of the two, and instead of watching the best one. But I'm not sure if that includes the DVR numbers just yet or not. But like I said, the ratings don't really matter that much. But just as far as the two shows go and the quality of the shows, like I said, I felt that Dynamite had the much better show on Tuesday night than NXT. And in my opinion, AEW definitely won in the night overall. But let me know what you think in the comment section. I wonder who that thinks had the better show. And let me know in the comment section, either right here on Spreaker, YouTube, or whichever app or website you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcast on. And coming up this Saturday is Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory on pay-per-view. Sorry. Sometimes I forget to pause the recording or mute the mic. That is coming up at Bound for Glory. And on the countdown to Bound for Glory at 7:30 p.m., which will be free to watch on a whole bunch of places. Impact Plus, Fight TV, Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel. And that is when they will be doing the 2023 Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame induction, which this year is going into the Hall of Fame is Mike Tenay and Don West, pretty much the original TNA/Impact Wrestling announced team for several years. And they will be going in along with Tracy Brooks, will also be going into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. This year, I know that I saw that Scott D'Amore will be inducting Mike Tenay and Don West into the Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, Don West passed away. But I believe Mike Tenay will be there. And I'm not sure about Tracy Brooks. I want to say maybe Gail Kim. I don't know, I just happened to think of that now. Maybe Gail Kim might be inducting her fellow Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer. And then after that will be the Bound for Glory pay-per-view, which I will preview more this Sunday on Good Morning Wrestling Fans. But first, we have tonight's Impact Wrestling on Access TV, which is the go-home show before this Saturday night's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. And really should be a good episode and a good pay-per-view on Saturday for Impact Wrestling. And also just another reminder, Saturday night I do plan on going live right here on Spreaker right at sometime after Bound for Glory. Not right after Bound for Glory, because the plan Saturday night is to watch Bound for Glory live, and after that DVR Collision while watching Bound for Glory, and then after Bound for Glory I'll watch Collision, and then I will try to go live with 360 Wrestling Fanatic, and that is coming up this Saturday night, so stay tuned to wherever you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcast. Of course, the live episodes, I'm pretty sure you can only listen to on Spreaker Live, and then for everywhere else, the podcast version is available after the live podcast is done. And before I wrap up this morning's episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans, one thing I want to talk about real quick is the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. And there's one guy that I think maybe almost more than anybody deserves to be in it. And definitely one of the ones who helped build TNA/Impact Wrestling. And I believe if he wasn't in WWE right now, he probably would have been in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame a long time ago. And of course, I am talking about the phenomenal AJ Styles. If anybody deserves to be in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, I would say AJ Styles, of course, with WWE right now. And if there's ever a time where Styles is not with WWE, I definitely would not be surprised to see that happen. Or if Impact Wrestling could actually get lucky enough to work out some sort of deal, if WWE were to actually let AJ go there and accept the Hall of Fame while he is under contract, which I don't really see happening, but it's pro wrestling, never say never. But definitely AJ Styles belongs in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. Would also say the same for Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, maybe even guys that are with WWE now like Bobby Roode, Petey Williams. Definitely a big part of TNA/Impact Wrestling history. And that is all for this Thursday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And I might be back later tonight with a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, talking about tonight's episodes of Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor on Honor Club, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, the best way to find out when there is a new episode, because it automatically gets tweeted out, is on X or Twitter, whichever you want to call it these days, at 360 Wrestling Pod. So that is probably the best way to keep up. And remember, later today, 4 p.m. Eastern, episode 10 of 360 Anything Goes, talking about the Simpsons episode, The Old Man and the Lisa, featuring WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart, which I talk about the Simpsons, of course, talk about WWF Magazine, which featured Bart Simpson on the cover at the time, and more. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, and if you want to leave your predictions for Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory this Saturday, you can leave them in the comments section, either right here on Spreaker, YouTube, or whichever podcast app or website you listen to on. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Hope everyone has had a good morning so far. And I will talk to you tomorrow for the Friday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. But until then, have a great pro wrestling day.